Hamilton says Ferrari will be invincible, but is that true or just overly optimistic? Before I tell you, tell me in the comments. Do you think Ferrari will dominate Formula One with Hamilton at the wheel? Because his arrival may have changed everything. Hamilton hasn't come to Ferrari just to try it out, he's come because he sees something that reminds him of his golden era at Mercedes. When he signed with the Scuderia, many wondered if it was a risky move or if he had really seen something that the others hadn't. Now, after testing the SF-25 and getting to know the team structure up close, his confidence is absolute. The 7-time champion doesn't let himself be carried away by illusions. He has been in teams that have built winning projects from scratch and knows how to recognize the key elements for success. When he arrived at Mercedes in 2013, few believed that this team could dominate Formula One. Back then, the key was a combination of technical innovation, a disciplined work structure, and a mentality where every detail counted. Ferrari seems to have learned that lesson. According to Hamilton, the same methodical ambition and focus on excellence that made Mercedes the benchmark in Formula One for almost a decade permeates the Scuderia. It's not just about improving a car, but about building a team with the consistency and winning mentality needed to dominate. One of the aspects that Hamilton has highlighted most is the leadership of Fred Vasseur. At Mercedes, Toto Wolff was a fundamental piece in building a structure that worked with Swiss precision. Now, at Ferrari, Vasseur has managed to unify the team under clear direction, eliminating the internal fragmentation that for years was an obstacle for the Scuderia. The Briton has also highlighted the importance of the working environment at Maranello. Whereas in the past Ferrari seemed to be caught in a constant internal struggle between departments, now the entire team works in a single direction. According to Hamilton, this internal cohesion is fundamental to reaching the level of dominance that Mercedes had at its best. Another key point is the focus on technical innovation. At Mercedes, success came not just from having the most powerful engine, but from a philosophy of constant development, where each update brought a tangible improvement in performance. Ferrari has adopted a similar strategy with the SF-25, investing in advanced technologies and optimizing every detail of the car to make it competitive in all race conditions. Hamilton recognizes that speed alone is not enough to win a championship. The difference between a competitive team and an invincible one lies in the ability to adapt, evolve, and maintain consistency throughout the season. That was what made Mercedes unbeatable for years, and it is exactly what he now sees at Ferrari. So when Hamilton says Ferrari can be invincible, it is not just an optimistic statement. It is the analysis of someone who has been at the top and knows exactly what it takes to get back there. The Ferrari SF-25 is not just an evolution of the SF-24, it is a car designed to correct the weaknesses that prevented the Scuderia from challenging for the title in 2023. To understand why this car could be the key to Ferrari's resurgence, you have to look at 3 fundamental aspects: engine, aerodynamics, and data system. The first major change is in the power unit. Although Ferrari had already achieved an efficient engine in 2023, the SF-25 takes this development a step further with a focus on durability and sustained performance. In previous seasons, reliability had been a constant concern, with penalties for engine changes and a loss of power in long races. Now, the new configuration promises to maintain a high level of performance without compromising reliability, something that Red Bull and Mercedes have mastered in recent years. The second key aspect is aerodynamics. The SF-24 showed limitations in the car's stability, especially in high downforce conditions and on circuits with medium and low-speed corners. Ferrari has worked on a solution that optimizes the airflow over the car, reducing drag without sacrificing downforce. This allows for better balance on corner entry and exit, resulting in less tire degradation and a more consistent race pace. The third point is the integration of a more advanced data control system. Ferrari has implemented technology that allows for real-time adjustments, optimizing the car's behavior during the race. This system is crucial to maximizing strategy in different conditions, as it allows the aerodynamic setup and power distribution to be adapted to the needs of each circuit. Teams such as Mercedes have used similar systems to stay competitive, and Ferrari is now looking to replicate that success with a tool that minimizes errors and improves efficiency in every stint. What makes the SF-25 special is not just the sum of these advances, but the way they are all integrated into a car designed to be competitive from the start of the season. The key for Ferrari is not just to build a car that is fast in qualifying, but to ensure that its performance in the race is consistent and predictable. It is an approach that is reminiscent of the team's years of dominance, when the Scuderia was able to develop cars that imposed their pace at every Grand Prix. Hamilton has compared this Ferrari to the legendary F2002, a car that marked an era of absolute dominance thanks to its balance between power, aerodynamics, and reliability. If the SF-25 can maintain this level of performance throughout the championship, Ferrari will not only be fighting for victories again, but will also be able to aspire to the constructors' title, something it has not achieved since 2008. Ferrari's transformation goes far beyond the SF-25. The Scuderia has understood that to return to the top it is not enough to have a fast car, but it is necessary to change the way in which the team works. For years, Ferrari showed glimpses of competitiveness, but lacked the consistency necessary to stay in the fight for the championship. Now, with a new organizational structure and a renewed working environment, the mentality within Maranello has completely changed. One of the key factors in this transformation has been the arrival of Fred Vasseur as team principal. His focus has been clear from day one: to eliminate internal fragmentation and turn Ferrari into a cohesive unit with a single objective. In previous seasons, a lack of communication between the engineering, strategy, and team management departments had led to erratic race decisions and technical development that was up and down. Vasseur has worked to make each area of the team work with greater coordination, ensuring that every change to the car is aligned with a long-term strategy. Lewis Hamilton himself has witnessed this change. Since his arrival, he has not only focused on adapting to the team, but on fully integrating himself into its operation. He has spent time at the factory, participated in key technical meetings, and learned Italian to communicate directly with the engineers and mechanics. His experience at Mercedes, where fluid communication and discipline were essential to the team's dominance, has been a fundamental element in this new stage of Ferrari. In addition, the relationship between Hamilton and Charles Leclerc will be decisive for the team's success. For years, Ferrari has struggled to manage the coexistence between its drivers, but now the situation is different. Both understand that their main goal is to return Ferrari to the top, and that competitive mentality can be the key to the team's development. Hamilton has shown in the past that he can work in teams with two top-level drivers, as happened with Nico Rosberg and Valtteri Bottas at Mercedes. At Ferrari, he hopes to build a professional relationship in which both push the team forward without generating unnecessary conflicts. Another key aspect of this renewal is the focus on minimizing errors. In past seasons, Ferrari lost numerous opportunities due to failures in race strategy, late decisions in the pits, and reliability issues. Now, the team has implemented more rigorous processes to avoid these errors. The Scuderia has thoroughly analyzed the failures of recent years and has worked on specific solutions for each of them, ensuring that they are not repeated in 2024. The atmosphere within Maranello has also changed. Whereas in the past Ferrari seemed to be burdened by internal pressure that sometimes worked against it, there is now a different energy. Hamilton has spoken of a sense of magic within the team, but that magic is not just passion, but the result of meticulous planning and an unwavering belief in the Scuderia's potential. Every person at Ferrari, from the engineers to the factory staff, is aligned with the same purpose: to return the team to the top of Formula One. This Ferrari is no longer the one of years past. The combination of a more competitive car, a more efficient organizational structure, and the addition of a driver with Hamilton's experience and winning mentality means the Scuderia is closer than ever to the possibility of once again being the dominant team in Formula One. Ferrari has not only built a competitive car, it has transformed its way of working. Hamilton's arrival is not just a reinforcement on the track, but a symbol of the change that is taking place within the Scuderia. His confidence that Ferrari can be invincible is not based on illusions, but on concrete facts: a more united team, firm leadership, and a car designed to fight each race with consistency. The history of Formula One has shown that dominance is not achieved only with talent at the wheel or with a fast car, but with a solid project in all its areas. That is what made Mercedes an unbeatable team for almost a decade and what allowed Red Bull to build its current hegemony with Verstappen. Ferrari has learned from its mistakes and has evolved to leave behind the irregularity that has dogged them in recent years. The SF-25 is more than a new car, it is the result of a renewed mentality. The key difference with previous seasons is that Ferrari is no longer looking to simply be competitive in some races, but to establish itself as the benchmark of the championship. If all this progress translates into performance on the track, the Scuderia will not only be fighting for wins, but will have a real chance of regaining the constructors' title, something it has not achieved since 2008. Hamilton's message is clear: Ferrari has all the elements necessary to be invincible. Now, the big question is whether they can prove it on the track throughout the season. With the pressure from teams like Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren, the challenge will not be easy, but if Ferrari can maintain this line of work, we could be seeing the beginning of a new golden era for the Scuderia. Tell me in the comments, do you think Ferrari has finally found the way back to the top? If you want more analysis like this, subscribe and get ready, because the season has only just begun and anything can happen.